Hi, welcome to Retrieve, your companion to the new Catechism. We hope to retrieve experiences that are fundamental to a proper appreciation of the message that the new Catechism presents to us. But to do that, we have to be kind of like in the right mood, kind of be open to the reality disclosing itself. If we're just not receptive, then we'll miss it. We'll miss it totally. Purpose of this series is to retrieve those experiences that will put us in the right mood. Each session is brought to you by a word. Today's word is new, N-E-W, new. Yes. We are discussing now the second section of the Catechism. We're in the Creed, chapter 1, article 1, paragraphs 1 to 5, the discourse on creation, on God, and the Trinity. Okay, here we go. Stand, okay? We saw that. Faith is a stand you take with respect to reality. So I'm going to say, from your stand, you tell me this. A book. This is a book. A pen. Lovely, an Aurora pen from Italy. I'm a pen collector. You can send me old pens. Now, I ask you, are these two the same thing, or are they different? From a certain perspective, well, they're not the same. It's a book, it's a pen. But suppose I tell you, well, put on a scientific mind, they are all made up eventually of elementary particles. So really, you have the same. What is different is just their shapes. Here, the elementary particles are shaped like a book. Here, they're shaped like a pen. You don't have two things there. You have only one. Elementary particles. The person of faith takes the stand that says clearly and loudly, bull. Don't give me this elementary particle routine. I don't know how to explain it to you. But that is a book, and that is a pen. There are two different things there. When did they become different? Hey, I don't care. You just go read books about that. But no, I do not live my world, my life, as if in reality everything is the same. It's just a question of shapes. No. Two different things. What exists are concrete, different things. That is what exists. This book exists, and this pen exists, and they're not just two shapes. I ask you then, has everything that exists now always existed? Such that anything that happens is a working out of the possibilities that were there before. Or do things happen that are not entirely due to the sum total of possibilities that were there before, so that there are really new things? You see, the believer, person of faith, who adheres to the creed, that person says, there are new things. This is the stand, you say. My stand with respect to reality is that new things are possible. I may or may not be able to explain it. How come? I just don't, right now I tell you, no, listen to me, I will not live in a world, I do not belong to a world My world ain't the world in which everything that happens is just a working out of the possibilities of what was there before. No, I believe in newness, just as I believe in difference, in differences. Especially myself. I did not exist always. I did not. Oh, in the cosmic particle, ball. Hey, I was a new reality. The moment of my conception, a new reality appeared, which was not the logical development of what was there before. It never existed before. New. I am not the author of my own existence, neither is my past. Newness broke through. That's the kind of world in which I live. That I've taken my stand. I am therefore not the author of my own story, of my own play, not all of it. I certainly intend to take control of things and live my life, but it's always in the context of a lot of stuff that I don't determine, that do not originate in me. Why? Because their newnesses keep appearing, differences keep appearing. I don't control it all. There is no grand logical design of the mind that if I knew, I would be able to predict everything. Not so, maybe in physics, but that's physics. Physics, math, they look at reality in specific ways and demand it to be that way. Fine with me, I have no problem with that. Lovely stuff. But there's more. To me, there's more to life than the mathematical mind or the mind of the physicist. In reality, there is newness, unpredictability. There is real difference, you see. To hold that, to take your stand on that, really, because in the end, it is a matter of stand. You can argue this forever. And then nobody's going to convince you, and you're not going to convince anybody. In a sense, listen, you take the stand that you want, that best fits you. Really, it comes to that. You can examine the consequences of such a stand. You could take it here, then I could say to you, all right, if for you there is no newness, there's no difference, okay, then let me tell you, you live in a world in which there is no freedom and in which there is no love. Everything is determined in advance. And everything has always existed, and everything will always exist, and everything is the same. Therefore, no freedom, no love. When you want to appeal to these two, I will tell you, you have no right to appeal to it. Because in your world, these realities don't exist. Hey, maybe you can, all right, until you meet that other person. Then you begin to say, maybe I should change. That person is new, is different. This is free. I am not being loved out of necessity. And I don't love out of necessity. There is a newness here. See, and when that happens, you have entirely changed your stand now. Now you're within my world, you see. And then I can say to you, all right, now you like it, right? When did they become different? Hey, I don't care, you just go. It's so. If there is newness, and there is difference, and there is freedom, two things follow. There is a radically other that is the source of all of this. the source cannot be within, let's use the term, creation itself, because then that is still within the possibilities of what is in creation. You see, then everything, suppose the source is the Big Bang, so that everything that is happening now is the working out of the logical possibilities inherent in the Big Bang. No. If you believe in newness, if you believe in freedom, if you believe in difference, then the source is outside bangs, outside anything. I cannot imagine it because I live in my reality, but my source is above my reality. I will never find it in this reality. You see, the reality points there, but it'll always be beyond, beyond, beyond. Because if it isn't, there is no newness, no difference, no freedom. The God of the Bible, the Jews, and the God of Christians is that source, creator of heaven and earth, creator out of nothing, ex nihilo. Creation is a pure act of grace, graciousness. It cannot be compelled, you say, because if it is compelled, you're back at necessity. You're back at denying difference, newness, and therefore freedom, therefore love. You take your stand in favor of these, you've taken your stand in favor of the Creator about which the Creed speaks. But there's more. There's more now that characterizes the Christian only. Difference, freedom, newness, and above all, love. Can that source, as transcendent as it is, so totally other, can it be the author of difference, newness, freedom, and love, unless within itself the basis of these realities are within the source themselves? You see, I cannot prove this to you. I cannot. But I can examine human life and the experience of freedom and of difference, you see. And I can say the origins of this must be in a characteristic of the source itself, of the source itself. I don't know how. In philosophy today, people have reached the point of talking about something called, and since this is not a cheap show, we throw in fancy stuff now and then, the original structure of being. It's increased the price for this stuff. The original structure of being as containing difference within itself. Oh, this is awesome, good stuff, fall to the ground. It doesn't. For us, it's all hat. Because we have come to know a God that is unity in difference. Unity through difference and difference through unity. A God who is love. Who is, therefore, absolute freedom. Difference. Can you imagine when we say the Father, the Son, and the Spirit? The only thing that defines that is at the heart of these three are different from each other. That's all they are. The Father is the Father because He is not the Son or the Spirit. The Spirit is the Spirit because He's not the Father or the Son. That's all you can say. They are pure. That is real difference. Big difference. Infinite difference. And yet, one God. Love unifies as it affirms difference. It's amazing. That mysterious interior life of the Trinitarian God. This is at the source of everything that exists. Because I believe in that God, the Father, the Son, and the Spirit, my attitude, my stand with respect to reality is that I appreciate, I recognize, I affirm, and I rejoice in newness, in difference, in freedom. They do not threaten me. The pagan is the great person afraid of difference, of things that may just pop up. Everything has to be logically organized, threatened by newness. That is why the pagan is threatened by matter, by the flesh, by everything that's concrete. You want to escape all of that and move into the one beyond one beyond one. The Christian said, oh, well, I like pizza. I want to stay around. I haven't explored yet. See, that is why I say see faith as a stand. Really, it will determine your character. In the end, you cannot convince anyone of faith, the articles of faith, because faith is faith. But what you could do is say, look, do you like pizza? Yeah. Which do you prefer? Absolute oneness or pizza? Pizza? Then welcome to the creed. You believe in a Trinitarian God. You have all the pizza you want. You believe in this philosophical God or in no God at all. Well, call me later. I'll be at the pizza parlor.